Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, my I Love Healthy Mirrors. Well, I said, I believe it was last week, that I was going to be making a live post about this journey with the fat and the fact that I did the weight loss challenge last month and gained. I'm like, okay, what's the deal? What's going on? So like I said, when I left the weight loss doctor, I went and I went to see the weight loss doctor, and the weight loss doctor informed me, it was basically my hormones. Um, and it was, just a second, I'm posting here. That was my hormones, and it was the fat. So in an attempt to, I'm going to the hormonal doctor next week. I have my appointment. I made my appointment immediately because here's the thing for me. The thing for me is, so I'm a holistic doctor. I'm a coach. I've had the weight loss surgery. My goal is to continue to improve my health because, as some of you know, the reason why I Love Healthy Me was started was because of, my being diabetic, A1C of 15, high blood pressure. My body was I was full of inflammation, fibroids, adenomyosis, you name it, I had it. And so I got to the point where, listen, I got to do something about this. So in my attempt to do something about it, and I call it now being in the front seat of my life, taking care of me, valuing me, I had to do something about it. And in the course of doing that, I hit several plateaus, but this plateau that I hit, not losing weight, but gaining weight after having the weight loss surgery, I was like, just a second, wait a minute now. We got to do something about that. So like I said, the coach needed a coach. And so when speaking with the coach and, them letting me know, the weight loss coach, and them letting me know that it's your hormones and is your fat. And when I saw that my BMI went from a 52 to a 41, 11 pound, it decreased 11 points, but then the fat content in my body, and so I lost over 100 pounds, right? So I went from 350 to 239, back up to 255. Who does that? So because that happened, okay, most of you know me, some of you who don't, I'm very assertive, and I have a very aggressive personality when it comes to overcoming something, achieving something, especially when it's something that I want. And a lot of people hear me always talking about bowel movements and stuff like that because gut health is key. And so I wanted to get on today, and I wanted to talk about, my journey thus far, my approach with the weight loss, and I want to focus on lupus, because that deals with the gut, right? And so I'm often talking about the gut, so thank God for Coach Belinda. She confirmed, what the weight loss doctor had told me, so, she was like, Tawana, you just have to, incorporate good fat, because good fat, basically kills bad fat, and because the fat percent of my body was a 47, and that was the reason why I wasn't losing weight. And so I drink my gallon of water a day, and of course I'm going to go to the bathroom, but I was gaining weight. And when he said to me, you drink a lot of water, but you dehydrated. Now, as a colon hydrotherapist, one who focuses on, deals with, researches the gut, the large intestine, small intestine, because I'm going to make sure I move my bowels, because when you don't move your bowels, you cause, your immune system to be compromised, because, with you not releasing after you eat, that food that's supposed to be released out of your body, when it's stored in the body where it should not, it causes issues. No different than when you drink water, and if you don't release, it will cause issues. And so, when it came, listen, when he schooled me, listen, I was like, I need to be quick about this, because I'm always talking about bowel movements. I'm always talking about gut health, because I know that's really, that compromise the immune system of the body, and our immune system is equivalent to the motor or the engine in your car. When when the engine in your car don't work, that car ain't going nowhere. The wheels can go round and round, but it ain't moving forward. So I don't just want to exist, but I want to live, right? So that means that I have to make sure that my immune system is no longer compromised. So I got to do what I have to do. So with that, I'm at the gym, and I'm getting in my fats. I make sure that, for breakfast, I'm not just eating, my protein, but I make sure I'm incorporating fats, going back to the things that I used to eat when I first started I Love Healthy Me. And that's what I'm doing, so like for breakfast, I'll have a boiled egg, I'll have some avocado, I'll have my protein shake. I may throw in some nuts, because that's a good fat. And then I just repeat it, for lunch. Now, y'all know I always do my seaweed, but I have incorporated my sunflower seeds. Now, I ate sunflower seeds when I was younger, like you wouldn't believe. And so these seeds are good and fat. I like to do the shells. You can do this, the seeds without the shells as well. So that has helped me. So last week I lost 2 pounds. Just with incorporating good fats. I hadn't even started exercising yet. This week I've been exercising. Y'all, and I listen, just a sidebar. At the gym, I cut my muscle in my stomach. I said, hey, let's get that 6-pack. Hey, let's get that 6-pack. I literally felt my muscle cut, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm grateful for, losing the 2 pounds. I want to keep losing 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. But it's because I put in the work, right? I saw the problem, and I'm extremely solution oriented. I've been in project management almost 20 years. So to be solution oriented is me. You look up solution oriented, you'll see my face in the dictionary, because got to work on, solutions, especially because, listen, I'm a holistic doctor. I'm a counselor, I'm a coach. What I look like being stuck, or now listen, it's one thing to identify that you're stuck, but it's another thing to stay there. So it's been identified that my body was stuck, and how dare me stay in that place of remaining stuck and not do something about it. No, that's not what a coach should do, a counselor should do. No, not if I'm helping others. Listen, I got to continue to help myself so I can continue to help others. So doing my exercise, because I drink a gallon of water every day. But because of the fat in my body, listen, that water wasn't penetrating. It wasn't chiseling off at that fat. It was just sitting there, and I was just gaining weight. And let me tell you this, when he said that you're dehydrated, listen, that heightened my awareness immediately, because I know as a colon hydrotherapist, if the body is dehydrated, your colon is sure enough dehydrated. So I had to quickly get that together, because I was not going to experience that. I had noticed that, my release was starting to experience ebbs and flows. And so with experiencing ebbs and flows, I take a little something to help me, but that's not my lifestyle. But if that's what I need at the time, to take like 2 Senna pills or Dulcolax or what is that that they give you at the hospital, like when you take lots of narcotic pain pills, they'll give you like a pill to help, a stool softener. So when I started noticing, Okay, when I get up in the morning, I'm not releasing. What's going on? Well, over 2 weeks of going through that, I found out you drink a lot of water, Mrs. Rochester, but you dehydrated. I see you drink a lot of water, but you dehydrated. So what, in essence, what he saw, listen, as a coach, I'm trained to hear what you're not saying, right? And so, in essence, what I heard him not saying was, "You drink a lot of water, but you dehydrated. So, my body was hydrated, but my colon was not. And when your colon is dehydrated, that causes lots and lots of issues, which I'm going about to bridge the gap to, you know, immune disorders, which is one of the ones that I have listed in the post here. Lupus. One of the things about lupus will cause your body to be so inflamed with pain. Listen, an autoimmune disorder is really the body just attacking itself. So basically, it's like your immune system is saying, "Help! I was created to help you. Now I need the help." And so when your immune system needs help, the body reacts. And there are so many autoimmune diseases. But I want to talk about lupus. I'm going to pull up my notes here. I want to talk about acute pain versus chronic pain. Only those who have experienced lupus knows the difference between their pain. Chronic is chronic. Nobody wants chronic, but if you have gotten to the point, where you are chronically in pain, and I know how that feels because pain hurts. And anybody who's ever experienced having fibroids or adenomyosis, honey, listen, pain hurts. But just for in regards to the pain of lupus, my husband used to take this. Is a natural herb. It's called kratom, but kratom is good to help, like here and there, because it's like an opioid. I'm just gonna be honest. But it's good, but you have to be careful with it. But for long-term pain, daily, taking like pain assistance on a daily basis, I recommend CBD oil, or CBD supplements. And my girlfriend Shalonda Thompson, you can go to her website, even her Facebook page. She sells lots of those supplements, and they work. I had to have surgery the other day, and she gave us, she blessed us with, because we make our CBD oil, but we ran out. So she gave us she blessed us with CBD gummies. Melvin took some, knocked him completely out. Thank God I didn't need it as much, so I didn't take it. But that's what I recommend. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a prescription writing doctor. I am a doctor, but I don't write prescription. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a holistic doctor. So CBD oil, CBD supplements, they help long term, for pain. Kratom will hit it. Listen, kratom is good. And if you do decide to use kratom, there's a place where we got kratom. It's called Health Unlimited here in Georgia. They're on North Druid Hills. And the good thing about that location, you can order online. You can call the store and order it. And they'll send it to you. Doesn't matter where you live. Kratom can be a little expensive. I think it was like maybe $15 an ounce at the time when we used to buy it, but it hit it and it helped. But if it acts like an opioid, so just be careful with that. So CBD to me would be the way to go long term. Now let me just say this. As I said, lupus is an autoimmune disorder. So the thing that you want to do if you have been diagnosed with lupus, which is a gut issue, is a gut concern. And that's the reason why I'm bridging this, talking about lupus, because, I started having gut issues. It only took 2 weeks. And I was like, hey, help. Let the coach go get a coach. So listen, lupus is a gut issue. You got to fix the gut. The body has bacteria, but a lot of times, we experience, especially, with a COVID going on, you get some bad bacteria in your body. You got to take antibiotics. You want to make sure that you have good flora. You want to make sure you have good bacteria. So there are things to do, just like there are things to do to help you with pain, CBD oil, even THC, kratom. There are also things to do to help strengthen and stabilize your immune system. One of the things that I want to say is that I had to reintroduce even to myself, which is the fatty acid consumption. You want to make sure you are taking your omega 3, 6, and 9s. That helps regulate or get the inflammation out the body. And like I said previously, I was full of inflammation. That's why I got a handicap sticker in my car, because the doctor said you'll never walk again, because number one, I was 350 pounds. Number two, my body was just filled with inflammation, arthritis. So you want to make sure you do daily. And I'll say this to you, if you need somebody to walk with you, listen, go to ilovehealthyme.com. The link is on this Facebook page. I have consultations to help you. If it's overwhelming, listen, just click on the link and purchase. You're worth the investment. Purchase a consultation so that, because there are anti-inflammatory lifestyle diets, lots of anti-inflammatory foods that the body can benefit from. But if you don't know, you just don't know, and if you do know but need help, that's just it. Purchase a consultation. Go to ilovehealthyme.com and purchase a consultation. I have consultations from $75 to $350. That $350 are for those who wants me to walk with them for a full month, but you are worth the investment. So fatty acid consumption, that's going to help eliminate that pain. Inflammation hurts. Listen, inflammation ain't no joke. It hit those joints in the middle of the night when you sleeping, and baby, listen, that don't feel good. So you want to make sure you get your omega 3s in, your omega 3, 6, 9. Eat you some fish. For those who don't eat meat or who or don't eat any type of flesh, get you some hemp. Get in your fatty acid consumption. Vitamin D3 and K2. Listen, K2 is for them joints. The body needs K2. I do vitamin D3 and K2 every morning. If I can show y'all my supplements right here, listen, I go from my office to my bedroom, and my office has its supplements, and then my office have the same supplements, so I make sure I'm covered. So make sure you to strengthen and stabilize your immune system and to help with inflammation when it comes to lupus. Get in those fatty acids. Make sure that the gut, you're replacing what you need, and to get rid of what you don't need. You want to kick that bad bacteria out your body, out your gut, because that's what's causing a lot of that pain, because it's causing your immune system to be compromised. There's something called microbiome, which is the bacteria in the body. Every human being has it, microbiome. So you want to help your bacteria. You want to help the bacteria become better. Kick out the bad bacteria and put in the good bacteria. And that's probiotics. If you can afford to buy probiotics, because here's the thing, you want to take probiotics correctly, and you want to consume enough probiotics in the gut to rid you of the pain, to rid you of the bad bacteria, to get rid of the disease. Can you reverse it? Heck yeah, you can. Absolutely you can. So if you can't afford probiotics from the store, because probiotics are expensive, And you definitely want to work on that microbiome in the body, in the gut. You want to work on that bacteria. But if you can't afford them, all you need is fermented dairy. And sorry for those who kind of don't eat dairy because you may be vegan, but to get bacteria, yeah, it's gonna have to come from an animal. I have not researched if there is a such thing as vegan bacteria. I don't even know, but you want some, either do milk, but some people can't tolerate milk. Do fermented dairy. Which is kefir, buttermilk, Greek yogurt, stuff like that. And that helps strengthen the body. It's called immune globulins. Yeah, globulins. Some people say globulins or globulins. And that's what the body needs. There is another source. Milk is one source, but there's serum is another source as well. Serum is a better source, is a stronger source. It comes from the cow though. And lots of health food stores sell it, like stores that sell like bulk herbs and stuff like that. One that's good. Okay, trying to think, what is the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Mega IgG 2000. The capsules are good, but the powder is better. The powder form is better. Why? For me, my suggestion is, when you do the powder, of course, you have to mix it in a liquid, water, or you can do milk. It goes straight to the bloodstream. It's just like when we got the surgery, right? After the surgery, because we got the weight loss surgery, we really couldn't swallow pills. So when they gave us our pain medication, they crushed it. And then we took it. My. That was good right there. Because when you take the pill, it takes a while to go through your digestive tract. And if you have issues with the digestive tract, will it even absorb? And then what is the absorption rate of the pill? So when they crushed that pill, that was good for my sanctified soul because pain was real. So it's called Mega IgG 2000. Get the powder form, and that's kind of expensive. But if you don't want that, you can just go to the fermented milk, which is yogurt, buttermilk, kefir, or you can just do regular milk. It's really about the health of the gut. Now, here's the thing about prebiotics, and you don't hear a lot about prebiotics, but you want to eat your prebiotics that will feed the probiotics, right? Pre is before, pro is after, right? So medicinal mushrooms. Now listen, I'm a lover of mushrooms anyway. I can eat mushrooms all day, every day. But medicinal mushrooms, you have your reishi mushrooms, you have your turkey tail mushrooms, you have your shiitake mushrooms, and it's good to do like a cocktail of those mushrooms. Eat them every day. I mean, eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Listen, when I first started I Love Healthy Me, and I was clean, like meaning I ate clean for about a year, and then we were faced with a situation, and the place where we were, the foods that they had chicken. At the time I didn't eat chicken because I was a vegetarian. They had like the string beans with ham in it. That was a no. I wasn't gonna have that. Then they had corn, and then they had a bunch of cake. Well, I wasn't gonna eat the chicken. Wasn't eating the string beans with the ham. So and I didn't eat corn, So but because I was hungry and we were so far away from home, I ate the corn with a bunch of slices of cake. So I had to choose. How they say, I say choose your evil. Some people don't. Diabetics should not do sugar, but then but some people frown on the sweetener, which is stevia, or Splenda. So I said, choose which evil you choose, which would do you better, because I was not going to not eat. We were like hours away from home. It was late at night. Where was we? Everybody was eating. What was I going to do? I was hungry. So what did I do? I ate corn and several slices of cake. And the cake, just, I don't want to say unbeknownst to me, but me not realizing, and I'm a baker, that there was milk in the cake. Not even realizing it. I wound up in the hospital with a kidney infection. Just that quick. Because when the body is clean and you just dab a little bit in there, oh, my body responded immediately. It took, I don't want to say immediately, it took about maybe a week, but I wind up in the hospital. I had a kidney infection. But you want to make sure that you give your body the prebiotics that it needs, meaning the mushrooms, the cocktail mushrooms that it needs, so that you can have a good quality of life. The other thing that I recommend to help, is at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. You have lupus, you were diagnosed with lupus, good 30 grams of fiber a day. If you want to consume more, go ahead and do it. But prebiotics is fiber. That's another thing that will feed the probiotics. So get in your prebiotics, which is your mushrooms, the reishi mushroom, turkey tail, shiitake mushrooms. Get in your fiber, at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. Do your omega-3, 6, and 9s. Do your vitamin D with your K2. And listen, do this consistently for a good 6 months. Now, I'm going to say this. If you have been diagnosed with lupus, and if you've had lupus for a couple of years, you may have to do this regimen longer than that, because the longer the disease is in the body, the stronger you have to fight. And so with all that, I had mentioned, suggested to take, it's totally up to you. You may have to double that, or you may just have to increase that, depending on how long lupus has been in the body. No different than, with diabetes. When we were talking to the doctor about the surgery, I had let him know about the diabetes. And so his first question was, how long did you have it? And so it's key, your approach to reversing something, getting rid of something. It depends on how long you had it. So the longer you had a situation, the harder you got to work. Listen, and that's across the board. I don't care what you going through in life. If you held on to that thing long enough, you got to fight harder to get rid of it. Period. Now, if you've been diagnosed with lupus and it's early on, I used to tell my husband all the time, because he used to suffer with migraines. And I used to tell him all the time, listen, as soon as that migraine come, I need you to take what you need to take, or let me know, so that we can get rid of it immediately, because it's easier to cut a weed than to chop down a tree. But if you ain't saying nothing and you just laying there in the bed in pain, and I don't know, and it's been a couple of hours, it's going to take a longer time to remedy the situation. However, if we're under 60 minutes or within 60 minutes, listen, we can do what we got to do to cut down the weed, because if it's 60 minutes or less, I call that a weed. But if you in 2, 3, 4 hours of a migraine or years of a disease, it's a tree. That weed done grew to a tree, and it's going to take longer to cut it down. And so the key to breakthrough, Lister says this all the time, the key to breakthrough is consistency. So you want to be consistent with stabilizing and strengthening your immune system. So the mental health of all this, I done told you guys what you need to physically do. The mental health side of this is tell yourself no to things that you should not eat, that will exacerbate that will exacerbate the issue. Just tell yourself no. Value yourself enough to say no. There's always alternatives to everything. In 2009, when I was diagnosed with diabetes, I'll never say I have it. I said I was diagnosed with it. Was, past tense. Diagnosed with it. Alternatives. Because listen, I didn't get to 350 pounds by not being a foodie. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. However, eating the wrong things caused me to have diabetes. So I had to use alternatives to reverse it. And then after I reversed it, I had to remain. Now, I say this running joke all the time. Listen, you'll never hear Tawana Rochester cheating on her husband. But I will cheat on him with a piece of cheesecake. A man can't do nothing for me outside of my husband. No man outside of my husband can do anything for me. You're not even appealing to me. He is all that I want and all that I desire. But a piece of cheesecake, I'll cheat on him with a piece of cheesecake. Because I love cheesecake. However, cheesecake can sometimes, it can be to my demise. So I had to learn how to make vegan cheesecake, which doesn't have as much sugar, and so I had to learn to use alternatives. And so use alternatives. That's what I say. The mental health part of it, use alternatives, because it's nothing like not having what you want, because you'll just give up that for another addiction. We don't want you to do that. So just choose alternatives. Choose alternatives. Value yourself to make sure that your immune system is where it needs to be. And that's with any disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, any disease. Choose you. Value you. Because my goal, now that I know what the issue is regarding this fact, now that I know, listen, it's been on since I figured it out. Since I've asked a lot of questions and figured out what I needed to do. When I say figured it out, I put my next steps together. So when you gather information, don't just be, I remember Bishop Eddie Long, he used to say, don't gather information and be a spiritual pig. No, do something with that information. Listen, wisdom is knowledge applied. If you get the knowledge that you need, place value on that by walking in wisdom. Apply the knowledge so that you can get better. Period. So my goal is by the end of this year to be in the Wonderland, the 100s. That has always been my goal, to get back to my high school weight. Well, that's enough of that. I just wanted to get on, like I said, and share. Y'all know I'm going to always share my journey of what I've come through, lost those 2 pounds. And my goal is to continue to, post my weight, on Mondays. But you guys will hear more from me. But I want y'all to kick disease butt. Kick disease butt. Don't allow disease to rule you. You rule it. You have dominion. You have power. Don't allow the disease to have power over you. You rule it. Well, I am Dr. Rock signing off. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening. Remember, alternatives, that's your portion. Healing is your portion. Victory existed before you even discovered it. So walk in it. God bless you guys. Bye.